Because we've been broken is why we're strong. Because we've been burdened, why we sing our songs. Because we are restless, is why we stumble. Because we've been homeless, is why we humble. It's gonna take a whole lot of mountain to make this man. But I tell you, I've got a fountain in my hand. It's gonna take a whole lot of mountain to make this mine. I tell you what, I have a fountain in my hand. Because we've been stolen is why we cry. Because we've been scared, had our spirits die. When you went out of your way to stop the plans that I have made, how you tried to take away this road that I've laid. When you said it couldn't be done, you know you're trying to put me down. When I say your rule is over now, gonna take a whole lot of mountain to make this mine. Well, I have a fountain in my hand. Gonna take a whole lot of mountain to make this mine. Tell you what, I have a fountain in my hand. Oh, 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 mama, yeah. Kubulama, mama, yeah, mama, yeah. Kubulama, chiama, mama, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take a whole lot of mountain to make this mine. But I tell you what, I have a fountain in my hands. Thank you.
Beautiful, Shin. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Very beautiful. Everybody's clapping. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We'll now take a poem from Roche. We'll take a poem from you, Roche. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, I am here.
That's it. After Roche, we'll have Fikile and then Michaela, and we'll keep rolling until we run out of time. If any other artists like Yvette Abrams does join, we will add you to the mix. So just a second, I'm muting everyone.
This is my apartment. Come, sing. Oh, yeah, this.
And then Roche, unmute yourself, Roche.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Please do your poem. It's our first concert for the People's Coalition, so people just have to bear with us as we figure out the technology. We're all yours, Roche.
Okay, hi everybody. It's so great to be here. I think one of the things that's actually been my saving grace during these times has been joining art sessions and then also being able to just release some of that energy that is usually pent up. I'm gonna do a poem titled Elephants in the Room, and this coming Sunday it's Ida Hobbit, which is the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia and also Transphobia. And I've also had a lot of trauma around being queer because of my family specifically. So I'm kind of like in the closet but out the closet, But I'm hoping that one day my parents just see a recording and then they'll just know. So
I can just call them for you if you like tomorrow, or Trudy will call your mommy for you tomorrow.
I'm just shooting my shot wherever I get the chance, right? So this is called Elephants in the Room. When I was 15, I won the prize for history in my grade. I knew 91% of the history they had taught us, demanded a remark when one paragraph was marked unjustly. In parrot fashion, I recited this history I had been taught. Word for word, elephant memory always did well in Africa. My father was my teacher. He liked history, facts. This became a battle of intellect, but he had spawned an offspring he would seldom understand. My vocabulary was too vast for him, he says. He requested simpler linguistics. Here I wish I spoke only Afrikaans, om meer ernstig voor te kom. But Daddy, we live two different histories. My era permitted singing, I am every woman, though we were taught that you are the man of the house. My childhood was clad in black. They called me Kaffa Poppy, black doll, modeled and undone every time you used the word darky. I was Sarafina. I only knew songs of freedom. You are happy to just be free of the struggle in this warped democracy. You hate injustice but still vote ANC and always say to me, do not criticize the president. It could hurt you indefinitely. I loved a girl, loved her. I was young, but I knew I loved her. In every relationship now, I have to come out. I have to disclose. And in our home, this communication is unsung. This elephant visible under the carpet, but ignored. I wish you had paid witness to the way that I'd argued ethics in my first year of university. There too, I insisted they remark the script and prove to know 92% of an open-ended subject. I have since created my own ethics, Dad, ethics that differ from yours. You will not listen to my weekly LGBTI radio show of necessities, but you shed a tear for Cape Talks or Good Hope interviews. How have we lived different histories? Is it because I am a her story and somehow I know I come from strength? You have come from nothing, but you have built us, you have imagined us and made us, me, my sister, my brother, the most beautiful word, the greatest gift in one word, siblings. Some of our family still lives in nothing, some of them always will. By means of your God or mine, you have made a home for our family. We are something. We are not perfect, but we are something. You love our mother. You love us. Here lies story in courtly love, in romantic love. A weekly drove my bicycle over the bridge to visit your mother in her lounge, through crime, through poverty kind of love. It is hard to decipher if your love for me is selective. Do you only love the parts of me that reflect you? Do I only love the parts of you that reflect me? Will we ever love collectively, unconditionally? Do you still tell your colleagues the convention? Will you always remain hush on the revolutionary? I wish our histories and ethics could meet at the same space to affirm that we are kin after all. Until then, the rewriting of the story will always happen until they are no longer elephants in the room. Thank you.
Roche, that was just incredible, really, very incredible. Thank you so much for that. So, clap, clap, clap.
Yes.
It was very moving. And I want your mother's phone number so Trudy and I can ring her tomorrow, isn't it, Trudy?
You don't want to.
No, we're scared of nothing. We take on patriarchy, man. We're scared of nothing. We are now blessed to have Roche Kester works out in Pretoria, but she'll introduce herself just now again. She's a communications expert and poet. Oh, I'm very blessed to introduce Fikile Vilakazi, one of my oldest friends. She's not really old. She is kind of old too. Fikile, you'll have to explain that quickly why you're old. Bless you, Fikile. Welcome, and I'm putting the spotlight on you now. Vilakazi.
Yeah! Yeah! Tanda kubingalela njalo papa mokhulume ngena njalo nganjabulo mina khulu manje njalo Solomon lokhulumayo yena insizwa shabangu tabwa nganjabulo phansi komsebenzi sebenza nomakhehla sebenza njalo mzabalazo mina ngizalo nkunze mnyama yena insizwa wasangweni mawa khulalibalele yawukoko elemina yena insizwa njalo kamtsiphe yawa khulalibalele kube khona omkhulu mahlasela yena insizwa kaDumase mawa khulalibalele yanjalo kuba omkhulu njalo dungamanzi yena insizwa hlatshwayo yawa khulalibalele kuba ugogo omkhulu manzana sizomlambo wakhula libalele yena umzukulu womthethanyambose umzukulu waphuza igazi lamadoda tata lamlamanzi ngezimpiko phezu kwamalwandle nyoni esimhlophe sihleli phezu kwamalwandle Tabua njalo mina empandeni yamajoye bangithabula khanza bangivula sifuba yamina nginadi tinsolo njalo ngikhulisa abatukulu nabadukulwana phezu kolomsebenzi wamakhehla tabua njalo ngenjabule ekhulu yamoli
Thank you, Gogo. Speechless.
Yes.
Thank you, Gogo. Are you going to do another number, or do you want us to continue rotating, Gogo?
We can rotate Thokozan.
Okay. Thank you, Gogo. Thank you, Uncle Solomon. Thank you very much. And welcome to Gogo Pakati in the background there as well. We have Michaela now, young Michaela Klainsmith, one of the artists, songwriters, poets, singers. I'm putting the spotlight on you now.
Hello. Okay. So I'm actually running out of original songs to do on this platform.
We'd have to inspire you, my dear. Definitely. It is a lockdown, but we can inspire you.
Yeah. Wait, I'm very overexposed. Let me. So the song that I'm gonna do, I actually wrote last night. So bear with me if I make some mistakes, but then again, you guys won't really know if I make mistakes. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up and sing now and hope you like it. I haven't named it yet, so maybe you guys can help me name
We
it.
can be a practice away.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. I'm holding your hand, you don't wanna let go. I can feel your pulse and I know you know it in your soul. Just one look in your eyes, I can feel your heart beating so fast. I need to tell you something, and it's gonna be bad. And I don't know which way this will go. I don't wanna break your heart, but here it starts. I'm going home, and I'm leaving you behind. I need to feed my soul and no longer be blind. I tried telling you before, but the lump in my throat wouldn't let me. So here we are, back to the start, and I need to go. I need to go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I keep wondering if there was any other way I could get there. 'Cause now you're laying in my lap, crying, please don't go, please don't go. And I don't know which way this will go. I don't wanna break your heart, but here it starts. I'm going home, and I'm leaving you behind. I need to feed my soul and no longer be blind. I tried telling you before, but the lump in my throat wouldn't let. So here we are, back to the start, and I need to go. I need to go. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Absolutely beautiful. Everybody can clap for you.
Wonderful.
Our young star between you and Summer Dawn.
Lovely,
We are very
lovely.
blessed as a country with the youth wing today. Very, very blessed indeed. Thank you, Michaela. That was gorgeous.
Thank
If
you.
Trudy and Summer are ready with their next number, we
Give me
can
a
take it.
second. Summer, we're on.
Summer ran away. So much for
Sorry.
children, they run away.
So put the sound up there.
But definitely next time we should have the Gogos consecrate the space before we resume. No more in the middle there, Gogo. Okay, so we have Trudy Rushin and Summer Dawn when you're ready.
The next song we're going to do.
Sammy is my friend.
Sorry, I have to mute people.
Is
Sorry?
sorry, we're just very echoey right now.
Okay.
Okay. A few years ago, when Byrne published her collection called Over, I put music to one of her poems called Dream. And I seldom sing it. And when Summer and I were working through some songs, we came across this one and I played it for her and she said, let's think about the song. And she suggested a different feel. And so today, Summer's going to sing the song Dream, which is Byrne's poem. And it's a privilege for us to be performing this, and I'll accompany her. And Byrne, you'll see it's a completely different feel and energy to when I wrote it. But this feels right to us now.
Bless you both.
How very large you loom against the horizon, messing with my perspective, messing with my perspective, my very view. Ah, there you go again, as big as a full moon, leaving me to nurse only my empty, empty, empty heart.
Wow, guys, that was awesome. Everybody who's watching us,
Yes.
that's Trudy Rushan and Summer Dawn, and that poem is called Dream, and it was written very soon after my middle sister Dottie passed away from breast cancer, and so it's a very moving poem for me. Thank you, guys. It's a privilege to work with you, everybody, and Trudy and Summer. Thank you very much. I suppose that's me. Then I must do a poem now, and so I will reread this other poem. I was going to do some other independence poem, but I changed my mind. So we're just going to rotate the performances like this. Is that good for everybody, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's me next. And given that we've just done the poem for my sister who passed, I'm going to mute everybody. Okay. We've just done the poem for my sister Dottie who passed. Fikile knew her as well. And so I'm going to do this poem, which I wrote when I was wandering the streets of Vienna. It's called Troubled, and I was feeling her and seeing her everywhere in Vienna of all places. And so it's called Troubled, and it goes like this. I search for you through crowds, in castles, gardens, zoos, water, earth, sky, only to find the outlines of your shadow. I reach for you, and like the wafting ghosts we've become, find only breath that is ice to my chapped lips. Like ancient myths, I fashion clay from lifetime's memories, a mirror to my lonely soul. I weep. This fantasy is mine alone. I can only continue living close to God, knowing the other half of my soul stays somewhere out there, troubled. That was my poem for my sister Dottie a year after she passed. And now we've had enough of that. And we're going to move on to something more joyful, hopefully. Shen FM. Shen,
Hey.
what's wrong with AM? Hey, Wena, what's with you, FM? No AM, no shortwave. Are there other kinds of waves? Michaela.
Probably because I've never ever listened to an AM radio station. That's probably my bad.
Oh, you've never had an AM radio station. I'm trying to find it. There you go. Spotlight on you.
So here's a song that I wrote. I was traveling up to this Opikopi festival in Limpopo, and with a friend of mine on the train, and it was a long journey all the way from Cape Town. And at one of the stops, I saw this couple, elderly couple, with all of their belongings in like a pick and pay trolley, and I could only think that they were migrating. You know, they were moving house, moving to a different place, moving to hopefully a better circumstance or situation that they had come from. And as old as he was, he helped his wife on the train, and it was sad but also romantic. So this is kind of a song I wrote inspired by that romance through tumultuous migration, I suppose. And it's a song about hope also. It's called Away from This Town. You can imagine the train sounds. Here I am, waiting at the train station. In the hope of a better life, got both my eyes locked on yours. I know you worth the fight, take my hand. Journey's long, but I am strong. Strong enough to lead us through. Hold me tight, don't ask where we're going. A city that I've never known, never known, never known. Away from this town, we won't be found. I'll show you something new. Away from sound, I'll show you something new. Away from this town, we won't be found. I'll show you something new. Away from this town, at the speed of sound, I'll show you something new. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something new. Remember the days we rode on cars made of wire. Underneath the sun, spent our time collecting wood from the fire. Listening to our father's songs, years go on, we singing songs that no one wants. No one wants to hear about no water, no money, or no rightful home. Still I know you're worth the fight, yeah. Away from this town, we won't be found. I'll show you something new, yeah, 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 yeah. Away from this town, at the speed of sound, I'll show you something new. Away from this town, we won't be found. I'll show you something new, yeah. Away from this town, at the speed of sound, I'll show you something new, something new, yeah. Something new. Find something new. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Shin. Very beautiful music. We're doing
And
Rocher.
I wonder who else has a a gin and tonic.
Don't say
Because,
that,
you
you
know,
wicked
lockdown-
child.
We all aren't
Lockdown is
lucky enough to have
tough.
all.
I just want to
And
let you
dish
guys know that
again.
I'm having a great time, even though you guys may not have one.
We'll be doing essential service visit to, just now after the concert.
Shane's us.
You better not display your address. We're going to
Yeah.
go to Rocher.
We're all marching to us.
Everybody from Pretoria, even Rocher, will be marching. Rocher's up next, then Fikile, and then Michaela, and we'll continue that way until Yvette joins. Otherwise, we'll just keep going. All right, so everybody's muted except for Michaela. I mean, Rocher. I'm getting older.
Okay, so this is a rather old poem, but I think people know me by it. So and I thought let's have a bit of fun. So this poem is called Premium Puss. Give it up. What do you mean give it up? Give her up, just like that. Disregard her as if she deserves no respect. Just to inform you, the only giving up will occur when I'm secure that the language is pure, and even more so that every part of me is sure. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not prissy or pompous, but my pussy needs fluent talk. Passionate, poetic, articulate conversation, soulful words, powerful chatter, an art of rhetoric consisting of intellect and mutual respect, because these lips don't speak to just anyone. These lips are not to be shouted at or imposed upon. They come with assurance, you know, natural lubricant, a poised predicament, a tight little slit. I'm talking about premium puss. Top of the range, not to be exchanged with vulgar language to satisfy only him and his thing. No. No profanities are allowed when speaking to her. No jabbing conversation that is short-lived and lacking in content. The words have to be well spent, eloquent, well expressed. Now, I know and I've heard that the initial conversation is not that inviting, not even enticing, awkward, unstable, even a bit painful, but I choose a lover who would understand. They reproach me with a murmur, a whisper, listening to the quivers of my
positive. Khona ke ngoku sizayidlala i-office.
would be sensual and smooth. No babbling or sentences that are misconstrued. They prove themselves a cunning linguist, await my call, my indication that I'm pleased with their stimulation, and yes, it may be a mindful fantasy, but the reality is I've got standards. This coochie has standards, and this is our speech, so no. I'm not full of shit just because I won't give it up. And no, I'm not a self-righteous bitch who thinks purity gives model security. And no, I'm not going to die with my virginity. And frankly, I don't give a damn if you call me a bitter hag and say that I can't get a man. It's a choice of quality, because not any Tom, Dick, or Harry is going to infiltrate the sanctity of my punani. So if you feel that you have to do too much talking to get to her, get to Hawking, sir, because her and I, we fine without you. Thank you.
Yes!
We love it,
Yes!
we love it, we love it, we love it.
Well,
Everybody
okay.
loves it. You should have seen Michaela's.
I am too much of a child for that poem.
There comes the next song out of Michaela tonight. Wow, it's also on Facebook. Oh, no, that was just awesome.
Trudy should
and
make a
very
poem.
important.
Trudy should make a song on based on that poem as well. It could
Who's
be like
that
a hip hop.
We will
poem.
wait for Trudy, and I don't know whether it should be Summer or Trudy or both to make the song. Well, thank you so much. That was absolutely gorgeous. As Gogo Fikile knows, she's mixed. There's my Gogo.
That was just so super beautiful. I mean, honestly, I love Punani, you know, like Punani is...
Oh, we know about you and Punani.
Oh my God. Power to Punani, power to Punani. Wow, thank you for bringing Punani into the space. Thank you so much. I just want to do, I wish I can talk about Punani, but I have, I do a lot of protest poetry. And I wrote this poem when I was one of the people from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, which is where I work, and I do a lot of my intellectual activism through that space. So we were a team of emerging academics that were asked to go and be at what we call the summer school for decoloniality. So through those conversations with comrades from the Global South, talking about what has been taken away from us and some of the injuries of colonialism that we're feeling and experiencing in our bodies. And through creative expression, which was part of some of the exercises we did, this poem, it emerged. And it emerged from a place of talking about the injuries of what we call psychiatry as an industry of death, and what we imagine as Indigenous knowledge systems and what has been taken away from all of that. It's a long story, but it landed me into a place where I felt like I just wanted to say, please do not drive me insane. So that is the poem that I'm going to read. Please do not drive me insane. And I do have Leonora, my partner, on the guitar, rhyming. So please welcome Leonora. She's also known as Gogo Pagad. Please do not drive me insane. I pray for sanity. Tito Dingete, please do not drive me insane. Kanti teta no shabangu, boso tole, amabele namabelegazi. Apo inkaba yam ivela khona. Andipambani, please do not drive me insane. When I listen to Nkhunuwaka, Sitlukhulu Samulelekwa, Abu Wadi Puo, Tamakunte, Ketwanela Ho Mamela, Hake Kanye, Hake Lwale, please do not drive me insane. When I hear these rhythms, these melodies, Kandibona izinto ezenzeka emandulo, ezisenzeka namhlanje, kuthi thina sizwe esinsundu, uthi ndiphambene, please do not drive me insane. Bayathetha kum bathi ukhona umama uZondeni uVeronica Sobukwe, uNtsiki Mashalaba kaSteve Biko, uWinnie Madikizela Mandela naye wayekhona, uAsantewa wayekhona kusizwe saseGhana, babekhona nabanye. Please do not drive me insane. The sacred feminine spirits, feminists of Africa, the feminine power, the feminist power and pride of Africa, our divinity, imbeleko yethu, inkaba yethu, omkabayi kajama, wesizwe samaZulu. Please do not drive me insane when I speak. Kanti thetha ndithi bathi kum osothole wayekhona naye uMtoni, Mutoni wa Kirima eKenya. Mutoni was the only female Mau Mau field marshal. She earned the title after spending 7 years in the forest during the Kenya fight for independence, and the only one to come out alive after the end of the struggle. This fight was not without personal sacrifices. Muthoni was not only wounded twice in battle, she also had a miscarriage that left her unable to bear children. Please do not drive me insane when I say they speak. When I speak, Diti Batigum Oshabangu Bosotole Wayakhona Ushiba Tavariswa eZimbabwe. Tavariswa was a member of the military wing of the Zimbabwe African National Union, ZANU, called the Zimbabwe African National Liberation Army. Tavariswa left teaching to become one of the female commanders in Zania. She started off by supplying arms from Zambia and Mozambique to the front line in Zimbabwe, which was called Rhodesia then. Please do not drive me insane. And by bringing on board other people on the fight for liberation, she eventually joined the high command of ZANU and participated in making decisions and strategies that guided the liberation struggle. Amongst other things that Tavariswa did, she ensured She ensured that women in the camps were not sexually exploited. Please do not drive me insane. Upon her death, Tavariswa was buried in an unmarked grave and is one of the very few freedom fighters that were not recognized by the government after independence. Please do not drive me insane when I say they speak. When I speak, when I hear these rhythms, when I hear these melodies, Batikum, Wayakona, Albertina Sisulu in South Africa. After joining the African National Congress Women's League in 1955, she became an active political activist. She was the only woman present at the launch of the youth faction of the ANC. Albertina joined 2 other women to organize the protest against past laws in South Africa by the apartheid government that required our women, our mothers, our grandmothers to carry passes, our feminist spirits of Africa. She was also the first woman to be arrested under the General Laws Amendment Act of 1963 that allowed the police to hold anyone for 90 days without charging them. Amongst the things that Albertina Sisulu did, she protested what was Bantu education, which segregated blacks to be educated at home. Please do not drive me insane. Kandithetha ngezi zinto dithi oshabangu osotole bayathetha kum kilisikhulu samulelekwa babuwa dipuo zamakhunte khakekhanye bathi kum uFumilayo kuti in Nigeria was there. Fumi was a teacher, a political campaigner, a women's rights activist, and a traditional aristocrat in Nigeria. After seeing the excesses of the government in Abekuta, she organized a protest together with the Abekupa Women's Union, which she had formed as a way of bringing together the elite and the market women of the area. She had led training of these women in the guise of picnics and festivals like the one we are having today, as a way to get permits for them. Please do not drive me insane when I speak. Although she was arrested in 1947, the AWU, the women's formation, continued with its protest against taxation. Fumilayo political activism saw her taking a seat at the National Council of Nigeria and in the Cameroons, becoming the only woman in the executive in 1947. She was also the only female delegate to go to London to lodge a formal protest with the Secretary of State for the colonies. Please do not drive me insane. The feminine spirits and feminine voices of Africa. She was one of the delegates who negotiated Nigeria's independence with the British government. She died in 1978 from injuries. She died in 1978 from injuries that were incurred after the military officials threw her out of a window. These men, these bulls, threw her out of the window on the 3rd floor of her son's Fela Kuti's home in 1947. Please do not drive me insane when I speak, when I listen and I hear these melodies and these rhythms. Gertrude in Namibia, often referred to as Namibia's first female hero. Gertrude was instrumental in mobilizing Namibians to join active politics. She was the founding member of the Southwest African People's Organization, later becoming the chair of the party's Women Council, and one of the first women to be part of the Ovamboland People's Organization in Namibia. Her political activism saw her arrested and imprisoned without a trial for 15 months. She was forced into exile in 1984 and only came back into the country in 1989, a year after the independence of Namibia. Please do not drive me insane when these men do not know and don't think that Ghana and Ghana is not a priority. Kujo was inspired to join politics after Kwame Nkrumah stayed in her house. She joined with her brother in 1947. She started supporting the United Gold Coast Convention in Ghana, a political party that was formed to fight against the British colonialists and to grant Ghana its independence. Please do not drive me insane. When Ghana's big six were arrested, Kujo, Uhana, our feminine spirit, our fighter, our warrior, feminist of Africa, raised money. She campaigned for their release. She was also an active participant of the Positive Action, a series of political protests that eventually led to Nkrumah's election and the formation of the independent nation. There's so many of these women, feminine spirits of Africa. They tell me these spirits, can't diva, these rhythms, these melodies talking to me. But you are connect Tanzania. Oh, baby. She became a national politician in the 1950s, becoming a vocal member of the Tanganyika African National Union, started by Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. She became the leader of the women's faction of the party, Umoja, Wangwake wa Tanzania, bringing on board more than 5,000 women. The women were instrumental in Tanzania's liberation because they had already had their own organizations before joining TANU. And because the colonizers and these African men considered these women quite harmless. These men, these bulls, they used these two aspects to mobilize against these women. Bibi mobilized against them to bring these women together and shared information to party leaders. Reports claim that these women not only taught Julius Nyerere Kiswahili, but also these women, our African feminists, feminine spirits of Africa, our mothers, our grandmothers, our ancestresses, they pawned their personal effects to fund his trips overseas. She shared the platform with Nyerere when Tanzania became independent. Her post-independent life was made with controversies. She lost her parliamentary seat in 1965 and later to go to jail after she was accused of trying to overthrow Julius Nyerere, these men, these bulls, these governments. She had stayed in jail for 2 years before Nyerere committed her to life sentence. She died in Johannesburg in the year 2000. Kutheni ngoku nithi I am too personal? Xa ndithetha ngabo mama, kutheni aba bendinqanda? Xa ndisithi bayathetha kum Shabangu, bayathetha kum Solomon. Ndiyaziva these rhythms in dreams, in melodies, in visions. Bathi kum, masithetheni ngabo mama bethu. Babe khona nabanye emzabalazweni wama-Afrika. Balwela le nkululeko esithetha ngayo apha. Kude kube ne-women's jail e-Constitution Hill eMzantsi Afrika. It is because of these women, our mothers, our grandmothers, our feminist power, our feminine spirits of Africa. Kutheni ngoku xa ndithetha ngabo nisithi I am too emotional? Why? Why are we silencing them? Why? Please, do not drive me insane. Why are we silencing them? Why? Kutheni be invisible njena in our conversations. Our mothers of Africa, kule decolonization esithetha ngayo. Why? Tiko ndincede. Please, do not drive me insane.
Go. Thank you.
Nice.
That was very
powerful.
moving. And you must please post either email me the poem or post it somewhere where we can all, because it's a history as well as a poem. It's very important history of women's liberation fighters. Thank you, Gogo. We want to know if Michaela is ready for
Yes, I am.
We're all yours. Thank you, Gogo.
Thank you. Okay. Whew. That was beautiful. So this next song that I'm gonna sing was released. I think I released this in 2017, so it's quite old. And if you wanna go and download or listen to it, it is somewhere on the webs. You can just follow my social media.
No,
But
man,
anyway.
3 years be old, man. Get over yourself. Teasing you.
It's called Shadows. I haven't played it in a while either, so yeah. Here I go. You were the last thing on my mind. A memory faded from frozen in silence deep in time, where you kept me waiting. And how did you find me standing here? You were supposed to disappear. You only need me when the lights go down. Oh, for every stolen moment and every word unspoken, it's just like a ghost that's haunting me. I can still hear you breathing, bleeding. I can feel your shadow in the night, creeping, screaming. Ooh, ooh, breathing near me. I can feel your shadow in the night, in the night, in the night. I've been so much better since that day, the day you crossed over. But now that you're standing in my way, the room's getting colder. And why did you come back after all these years? I cried you an ocean of my tears. Better the devil that I used to know. Oh, for every stolen moment and every word unspoken, it's just like a ghost that's haunting me. I can still hear you breathing, bleeding. I can feel your shadow in the night, creeping, screaming. Oh, oh, breathing near me. I can feel your shadow in the night, in the night, in the night. And out of the darkness of my mind, I see the light, the light, the light. Whenever my heart is beating, I will remember to keep breathing. Breathing. I can feel your shadow in the night, creeping, screaming. Ooh, ooh, breathing near me. I can feel your shadow in the night, in the night, in the night. Breathing. Oh, breathing. Oh, breathing. Oh, breathing. Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks.
Yes. Beautiful. Oh my God.
You got such a beautiful voice, Michaela.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Such beautiful lyrics as well. We love it very much.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Gorgeous, and it's really, really old, like 3 years old, truly.
It's so old. It's
Go
really
into an
old.
archive, which is sent to those anthropologists like Naidu and Vilakazi at UKZN.
It's ancient.
Too old. Okay, we are moving to Trudy and Summer when you're ready.
Yes, we
Do you
are.
have anything old for us or new?
This is an old one.
Just
Okay.
teasing,
Old
just
one, like you
joking.
wrote it last month.
So,
Hey, all right, we're ready for you.
so this was written in 2004, Michaela.
Oh, okay. I think I was
Um,
8.
We're just teasing you, Michaela. We love you very much. We're just kidding you.
I was singing at a restaurant called Of Morocco, and anyone who can remember that, it was a restaurant in Adley Street owned by a wonderful guy called Richard Ishmael, the late Richard Ishmael. And I just loved going there every week. We were a duo, Keith Tabisha and I, and then we were joined by bassist Donald Gaines, so we were a trio. And yeah, this was a silly little song I wrote at the time. And it's just about how Richard made me feel. He was just such a mensch, you know, such a warm spirit. So Summer and I are going to do a bit of a pull on it.
The song is called Forget About the Blues.
Oh, recording. You want to do it?
I woke up this morning, realized I had the blues.
Okay.
I woke up this morning, realized I had the blues.
Sorry about that.
I woke up this morning, tripped over my shoes. I woke up this morning, couldn't forget about the blues. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum.
I had some breakfast.
Good idea.
To forget about the blues. I had some breakfast to forget about the blues.
What did you have?
I had some breakfast, some yogurt and mousse.
Muesli.
I had some breakfast, couldn't forget about the blues. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum.
Oh, but now I had some chocolate to forget about the blues.
Good idea.
I had some chocolate to forget about the blues. I gained a kilo, which is kind of hard to lose. I had some chocolate, couldn't forget about the blues. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum.
I had a better idea. I went to Of Morocco to forget about the blues. I went to Of Morocco to forget about the blues. I saw Richard smiling, he's Mr. Smooth. I went to Of Morocco and I forgot about the blues. So forget about. So go to Of Morocco to forget about the blues. Go to Of Morocco to forget about the blues. You see Richard smiling, he's Mr. Smooth. Go to Of Morocco and forget about the blues. So go to Of Morocco to forget about the blues. Go to Of Morocco to forget about the blues. You see Richard smiling, oh, he's Mr. Smooth. Go to Of Morocco and forget about the blues. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum. Bum 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 ba-dee-ya-dee-yum.
That was cute.
Thank you.
That was fabulous. It reminds me of my youth a very long time ago, Michaela. That was absolutely wonderful and jaunty. I think it's my turn to do a small poem. I really love that. Thank you so much. So I'm going to do an old poem for Michaela that was written at least 10 years ago. I think about 10 years ago. I think some people might not have been born 10 years ago. And it's called Independence. Forgive me, there goes my English again. Independence. It might need an age restriction. Here we go. But not as bad as Roche Kester. Okay, sorry. I can't stop laughing. That was a fabulous song, Trudy and Summer. Okay, Independence. There are hollows on my body where your fingers left their mark. As your taste, smell, touch recedes, like memory, waves from shores, and I am left to merge alone with deep, clear oceans, mirrors of our divine self. Independence, too. And I thought that small poem is good for this lockdown, which doesn't allow us to talk to anybody. So there you go. That was my small poem called Independence. It wasn't so bad. Hey, didn't age restriction, did it? All right. Who is next up? And welcome to everybody who's joined us here and on Facebook Live. We are now going to Shen FM, Shen AM, and Shen Shortwave. Shen Winberg, we are all yours.
It's funny because when people phone into like the restaurant or like the club or whatever to see if I'm playing, they'll be like, "Who's playing tonight?" And some of the waiters who don't really know how to pronounce it, they'll go, "Oh, I think it's Shenfum. Shenfum tonight." Yeah.
All right, Shen Winberg, Shen FM, we are enjoying you very much. Thank you so much.
Cheers. So here's a song I wrote in Brazil. I was in Rio just off the back of a USA little tour I was doing, and my girlfriend at the time broke up with me, and then I was very sad. So I thought, no, let me go to Rio for a week, and so I went there, and I went on this train ride. Last one was also about a train. Hey, and I just wrote the song on this.
I think you have a thing for trains, Shen. Sorry.
Yeah, must be. Yeah. It's like songs in transit, I think, are my favorite. And so yeah, this was. I hope you enjoy. It's about getting there, but you don't know where there is. But because I didn't know where I was going, I just went on this train for hours, and so it's called "I'll Get There," and I hope you enjoy.
The water was cold and the current strong, looking for a part of me in someone. How many times we circle the sun, only to find what we want to become. So I'll open up my eyes to find that I'm drifting with the tide, not going against the water. The stretch of scenery, the river seems to be slowly getting warmer, yeah. I know I'll get there, 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 just don't know where, don't know where. The world is traveling underneath my feet, trying to get to where riches and humility meet. And all I want is a father's son, is a chance to become part of the lucky ones. So I'll open up my eyes to find that I'm drifting with the tide, not going against the water, a stretch of scenery. The river seems to be slowly getting warmer. I know I'll get there, 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 just don't know where, don't know where, don't know where, don't know where, don't know where. Bridges they burn, people they turn, children they learn to hide in the world they're in. But men be bold, learn from the stories they told. Don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break. Yeah, I know I'll get there, 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 just don't know where, just don't know where, don't know where, don't know
Not usual nights.
Everybody loved that.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Woohoo!
Mr. Shen Winberg, Shen FM Live.
That's really cool.
Follow the dude on social media. I have to take up a little bit of your time for a few seconds with a public service announcement. Would you bear with me for 1 second? I'm going to mute everybody. My apologies for being so rude to mute you all. It's a public service announcement. It's from Pili Len Tuli. It's for her mother-in-law, Mrs. Helene Roussel, who's 85 and a real trooper. She is going to go on an epic rematriation journey back to where she comes tomorrow, and they wish her strength and love, and they love her very much, and we all do. 85-year-old Gogo Helene Roussel, may you journey very well tomorrow to where you will be with your other loved ones, and you're welcome to come visit us anytime. Thank you so much for that public service announcement. I do believe it is our favorite Trudy and Summer up next. Have you another? Are you ready? Oh no, who's up next? Shen. Oh, Roche. Can you please help me out here? My brain's not working well today. It's called COVID, COVID brain. The brain is all fuzzy, and if my hair is fuzzy, the brain is fuzzy, and I hope I'm not making you all fuzzy. So, sorry, Roche. Why didn't you jump in and say, Bernie, your brain is fuzzy?
Yeah, well, all of our brains not fuzzy, that's the question. So no judgment here at all, Bernie.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much. Okay, you up.
Okay, so Michaela, this is not an old poem. I think this is kind of a running joke now.
Thank you.
But you know, being in Pretoria, I do miss Cape Town so much sometimes. There's a lot of things that I can criticize about the city, but it is home. And, you know, sometimes you just want to be home. And like one of the worst parts about this is that I haven't seen my family since January, which is a really long time. I mean, it's been 5 months now. And, you know, usually work permits that I go and see them, or at least that I'd be able to travel by myself. But yeah, so this one is, I don't know if there's a title, but let's see how it goes. She be mountain, she be sea, she be corrugated iron. She be poverty. On a 45-minute train ride from the northern suburbs to the city, no third-class ticket, jail time as penalty. She be hoping to beat the system, trying to make a living, living at a loss in a city selective of visibility. Her ancestry only ghosts, lingering in memory. She be Satman and Sage, samosas on discount, sex workers fighting for rights. She be chewing the short end of policy. She be Klopse, she be drag queen, yes queen. She be Christmas lights in Adelaide, heritage in Buitenkant. She be silence along sea. She be pride, she be protest, plagued by nympholepsy for land. Too irate for pristine, too secular for church, too mindful of structure, too obscene for convention. She's been done too wrong and loved too strong to know that mountain, sea, corrugated iron, poverty, the place where clouds gather, is her poetry. She be underground hip-hop, be Hannah jazz, long street nights laced on a summer beat, trying to legalize weed, down Babylon, burn Babylon. She be Observatory, Trill Street, she be Ganesh, Tagore's, previously a touch of madness, but turned the corner to land on Nuttall Street. She be a grounding session, an open mic, shade inches, long beers. She be dancing in a galaxy. She be community, solidarity, the place where clouds gather. A four-piece Gatsby. She be you. She be me. She be poetry. A place of peace. She be poetry. Thank you so much, everyone.
My God, I love it. She be poetry.
Yes.
You, Mrs. Poetry.
Beautiful.
That's one of my favorites.
Yes. Well, okay, like that's one of my favorites the whole day, the whole evening. One of my favorites, one of my favorites. I'll go back. Please go forward. Wonderful.
Yeah.
You guys are just incredible today. You're on fire. Where is, thank you so much, my love. Where is my Gogo? Ah, that's my Gogo. My Gogo, are you ready?
That's amazing.
My Gogo times 2. We get 2 for the price of 1 with these 2 Gogos.
Mommy said this is a flower of the lyrics. Mommy, what's flower of the lyrics? Have you said the sound? Good.
Tell me when you're ready and I'll mute everybody when you finish chatting with us.
Good. Okay. Last.
Thank you so much, Roche. I must say that I really feel you. Really, really deep. Really, very deep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Gogo, your sound needs a little bit of volume, or speak closer to the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Better. Elevate Gogo.
Okay, I just want to say to Roche, thank you so much for your words, for your heart, for opening yourself up. You're speaking to me, and I think many of us out there, and we hear you. This one I'm going to do is a poem that I wrote to my mama. Coming from a very deep place, my mom and dad divorced when I was literally a couple of days old or months old. So I never really got to grow up with my mom. And that's the pain that I carried in, I don't know, like for the rest of my life, like for the most journey of who I am. And it has taken me to different places, back and forth to where I am. And at the time when I felt like we were reconnecting, she passed on into a different realm. So, and I'm doing this for all the girls and friends of mine and women in my life that have touched me differently. about mothers, about what motherhood means in our lives. And I'm saying this to all the women that have been in my life that have, in so many ways, even if you do not know, you've really touched me beautifully, and I've healed in the process. Yeah, Benedette, you're one of them. Professor Comet Mahesh, the list is endless. Don Kavanagh, Monica Tabengwa, there's so many of them. I can't finish the list, but I honor you. I honor your spirits in my life. I honor your presence. I don't get to say it often, but you live in my heart. Mama, I remember how your back carried me with the bottle in my hand, so safe in your back. It felt like forever, Mama. When I woke up, suddenly you were gone. Flashes of you, Mama, haunted me. A nightmare I'd rather have, just to see your face, Mama. A dream I'd rather not wake from. Just to hear your voice, Mama. How would I have known that that would be the closest I could have ever feel you? Outside of your belly, only in my dreams. Earth just never knew how beautiful you are, Mama. How special it feels to see you. I could gaze a lifetime at your beauty. My Mama, you are the dream, my dream come true. Forever in my psyche, you live in my consciousness, Mama. You're my queen, happily ever after. You did not die in me, Mama. You live inside of me, Mama. Never stop talking to me. I hear you, Mama. I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Fikile. Thank you, everybody.
Wow.
Thank you to all our mamas. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. To all our mamas, really. All our mamas. And lucky Summer is next to her mama. We all want our mamas too, thanks. Spread the mama. Thank you, Fikile. We're going to have Michaela, and I think everybody's totally overwhelmed and floored by all of that. Michaela, I'm spotlighting you, and you can start when you're ready, love.
Okay. So yeah, this next song is gonna be a cover. First cover I've ever done on here. And it is way older than I am. So I hope you like it. Yeah. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take
your sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. There we go. Thank you very much.
That's almost unfair. We'd want you to redo it.
It's a short song.
It's not fair. That was very beautiful. You were practicing it on Facebook last night.
Yeah, I was.
I saw.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful. I think there's some. Pilile, are you saying that Yvette is with you? Oh no. Okay, we're going to go to Trudy and Summer, and after that, perhaps Yvette will be ready, and apparently Yvette is broadcasting from Pilile's living room. So we...
I have to say, sorry, I have to interject. I'm going to have to log out prematurely.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to leave you guys now. Just a pressing matter here, but I'll share the video afterwards, and thank you so much, everyone.
It was really lovely to have you. We'll stay in touch, and we'll see you again next time. Great music. Thanks,
everyone.
Shen.
You're so talented.
Thank you, Shen. So now we're going to go to Trudy and Summer again. We're very blessed.
We're very privileged.
Spotlight on you.
So we hadn't actually prepared a fourth song, but we're going to give it a shot.
Yeah, the plus side of growing up with these songs is that I can sing my mom's originals with her on the spot.
So music, of course, has been a huge anchor in my life, and it has helped me through the stormy seas. And so sometimes I write songs about what music means to me. So this one is called When I Sing My Song. I shared with you my latest song. I closed my eyes. Inside I felt so sure.
Words flowed from my heart, flowed through my veins, flowed to my mouth, so strong and pure.
You looked at me disapprovingly, your lack of comprehension like a solid door slamming in my face. You can't stop the flow, you will never know. You never did. When I sing my song, I'm not asking for permission, I'm not looking for applause.
When I sing my song, I follow my rules, not yours. I'm swimming in the deepest sea, waves of such intensity, pounding on my body, pounding on my skin. When I sing,
when I sing my song, I'm not waiting for your okay. I know when I'm right or wrong.
when I sing my song, what started as a spark ignites into a flame so strong. A fire burns inside of me, don't put it out, just let it be, warming me from the inside out. for permission. I'm not looking for applause.
When I sing my song, I follow my rules, not yours. I'm swimming in the deepest sea, waves of such intensity, pounding on my body, pounding on my skin. When I sing,
when I sing my song, I'm not waiting for your okay. I know when I'm right or wrong.
when I sing my song, what started as a spark ignites into a flame so strong.
A fire burns inside of me. Don't put it out, just let it be, warming me
from the inside out. When I sing,
when I sing,
when I sing my song.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Gorgeous. It's really a privilege to have you. Thank you for those 4 songs. We are doing our last round now. Yvette Abrams, are you ready to perform, or do you want me to warm you up? Can you, there you go. Are you ready to perform, or do you need me to warm you up?
Hello.
Hello, yourself. Are you ready to perform?
The mask. I'm at some friend's place, and I don't want to. I don't want to be a disease vector. So I said, well, I'll come in and read this poem, but yeah, I don't want to be within like 2 meters of anybody or not wear a mask. So it might be a little weird, but you know what? It's probably the new normal. So those of you who've been following me throughout these weeks, you know that I devote my Saturday afternoon to reading winsome poems about my partner who's in Newark, New Jersey. And no idea why you want me to do this every week, but that's what I do. And for me, it's kind of, there's a joy in it, you know. We're all so traumatized, but I think when you're able to start talking about the trauma, then there's a part of you that's getting better. So this is my kind of weird way of beginning to talk about coronavirus, of memorializing, of trying to begin to tell the story of what it is we're going through. Because those of you that have been through trauma know it's the moment when you're able to start to put it in words that you start to heal. So although these may be very winsome and pathetic poems, in my head, they're not sad. They are an effort to put into words what I'm going through. So this week's poem is called The Little Things, and it goes, the sound of your voice makes me happy. Like an immune system booster, the sound of your voice makes my day. That thick southern drawl saying, I'm here, baby. I'm alive. Somehow making it through yet another day. To know that is one thing. Thank you for checking in. To hear quite another. When I hear your voice, my day is good. When I don't, my day is bad. Simple like a dog. I know not why it is quiet the one day or loud the other. I only know my day is good or bad as God wills it. Your voice brings back to me the scent of your neck as I breathe it in. It is present. You make my day or break it by the sound of your voice. Done. Done? Finished?
Thank you. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you for joining us. We're now going to just check in with the others. There's me, Roche, Fikile, and Michaela. I would like to end with Michaela. Thank you so much, Yvette.
I actually have to get going.
Okay, Michaela's going.
Because,
Roche, do you want to close us off today? Do you have a poem for us? Roche? Unmute yourself.
Ooh, yes, I'm here. I was thinking of doing a feminist poem, but I think if we're gonna leave it here, then I don't want to leave everybody on a bad note. So maybe because Fikile wrote a homage to her mom, you know, I also think sometimes I think, do I want to have children? Am I equipped for the thing? You know, will I find, I mean, I suppose I don't need a partner, these modern ways, but I would like to date a child with a partner one day. And so this is a sweet short poem about that. It's called So I'd Write and So I'd Write. Books and plays, poems and prose, what would compel me to vocalize my woes? My hurt, my pain, my joy, my rage. See, it goes beyond just staying sane. I write these lines to etch in time my lifeline. I write to shine, to renew consciousness, yours and mine. I write to remind myself of my fight, my plight, and my journey toward the light. And then I write for you. I haven't met you yet, but I know that you are here waiting patiently until I've written enough for you to appear. Because I want to be ready, capable and steady, and give you a legacy you'll always be proud of. I write so you know you were part of my dreams, interwoven meticulously in who I want to be, exciting the prospect of loving unconditionally, even if you'd resemble your co-parent more than you resemble me. I write so that you can live in the assurance of your greatness, enabling you to float through life weightless, to be internally confident regardless of what the world state is. I write so that when you go to school, you'll be that cool because your mother's poem would be on the prescribed reading list and you'd be the master analyst because you'd know that these words are home to where your heart is. So yes, a part of me writes for the name, the prospect of fame, but in it lies no shame because ultimately there is an aim. My unborn children need to know that by vocalizing my woes, my hurt, my pain, my joy, my rage on page and stage, I visualize the way they would see me, their mommy, and so I write. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. On that beautiful, powerful note, may we thank all the incredible performers. We're very grateful to have you. On behalf of the COVID-19 People's Coalition and the Gender and Creativity Caucus in particular, we want to say hang in there. We'll see you again on a Saturday afternoon soon. So thank you for joining us today. Fikile, do you want to say something before we go?
Yes, can I just do just a quick one for my baby?
Yes, you may do a quick one for your baby.
Thank you so much. This is to my lovely Leonora, my lovely Leo. Just want to know, how did we get here? You know, I look at you and I wonder, how did we get here? How did I get here in this place? A place where only love and loving makes sense, when all else is gloom as it may be, but love lives, that is all what matters. How did we get here? How did I get here, my love? When loving had torn us apart, we almost couldn't love again. We almost just couldn't love at all. They left us broken, torn, crushed, aching, bleeding. We vowed never to love again. We almost claimed that love is a fallacy. It does not exist. How did we get here, sweetie? How did we get here, my baby? To this place, our place, so full of ecstasy, beauty, wonder, imagination, possibilities, sunshine, laughter, You are my sunshine. This place of love, loving, being loved. Wow. Love heals. We made it. How did we get here, sweetie pie? I love you so much.
That's very cute. We love you all so much on that beautiful note. Thank you for joining us. To the wonderful performers, Trudy and Summer, Roche, Fikile, and Yvette, Michaela, and Shen. We're very grateful. We'll see you again on a Saturday soon. Namaste. Have a good evening. Be safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you, everybody.
everybody.
Yeah, thank